Hey, 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 hey. Rest the throat. Y'all ain't heard the theme song in a minute, baby. Turn up, okay? Y'all ain't heard this Reading Rainbow theme song in a minute. And let me tell you something. I've taken a week off. A bitch was tired. But I'm back now, okay? You already know what it is. It's Turn Up Thursday, Twerk That Thursday, Throw It Back Thursday, and the Library Podcast Thursday with me, the Potty Mouth Princess. And my God, on today. Y'all ass has got me really messed up in the Americas, okay? I've been trying to give America a chance, okay? I've been trying to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. But I'm going to just have to say that it's very, very ghetto, okay? We started off with y'all ass standing brooms up in the kitchen, okay? If y'all ain't standing brooms up, maybe we would be in such a predicament, okay? So y'all started standing them brooms up. Once y'all started standing them brooms up, then came Corona, old ugly ass, okay? Then after Corona, old ugly ass showed up. Then all of a sudden, we got killer hornets. Now I hear, okay, that we got flying snakes. Now what the hell is it? 2020, I'm sick of you. I'm sick. I don't know what else. I'm sick of. You know what? On that note, it's time to have a shot. Okay? So, shots up. If you made it this far in 2020, this shot is for you. Okay? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Anywho, as you can hear playing in the background, my good sis, okay? My good sis, Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter, was honored this week on the 20th annual EBT Awards. Oh, I'm sorry. Not EBT Awards. You know what? It's the BET Awards. I'm gonna give BET their credit this year, okay? Although it seemed a little bit like a new 106 in Park, I still was messing with it. Like it was real cute. It was real cute. I liked how they had the theme going. I like how they had each artist to perform, but they did it a quarantine show. I honestly think that they need to stick with quarantine shows. Okay, there was very minimum flaws. That it was flawless, like, you know, and that's probably the first time that I've seen BET do a flawless show. So kudos to y'all, because I talks real bad about y'all every year around this time. But this year y'all did it. Y'all did it for the people. Y'all did it for the culture. It was very on time. The host that they chose, Amanda Seales, she was very on time. And reason why I say she was very on time is because Amanda Seales, if any of you guys remember A Different World, in A Different World, there was a character by the name of Freddie. And Freddie was like that Afrocentric, eclectic type of character that was always about the Zen and always about spirituality. But she also was always about like Black rights and knowing who you are. But Freddie was also half and half. She had a white mother and a Black father. And so Amanda Seales gives you that same type of vibe. Amanda Seales is definitely one that's always for the culture. Like, always been for the culture, always will be for the culture, and does not bite her tongue. So in times like this, when we have cases like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, we have these type of things going on. She was an on-time host. So BT, thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. Now to get into some of these performances, okay? It was cute. It was real cute. The baby performed. Karen Clark Sheard. When I tell you, my good sis sung a gospel song of all gospel songs, okay? Chloe and Halle. Let me just tell y'all, we need to give Chloe and Halle their flowers while they are here, because them girls don't get enough credit. When I seen them do that kind of battle where they were battling, doing a dance from their earlier selves to their selves in their white suits. Let me tell you something. I stand for Chloe and Halle. Okay, I do, and it's just gonna always be that because they are the shit. Period. Okay, young, great voices, great visuality. Like they look black. They ain't trying to be nothing that, but they're very, very talented young girls. Here for it. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion showed us why she was named Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. Whatever type of contraption she jumped on to do that little twerk pop dance, I tried to do it because I was practicing, okay, for when I get a man. And my knee gave out. So I won't be trying that dance again. But safe to say, my sis has got it down packed. Okay, she's got it down packed. So I don't know if she's taking fish oil or what kind of vitamins. A bitch has been Googling, trying to figure out what is Megan Thee Stallion taking for them knees to be like that. Because it seemed like soon as I hit like 24, my knees, the gas light started coming on when I started doing my twerk. Like I do a little twerk, but like after a good 45 seconds back that ass up, my knees get to saying, okay, check engine. The check engine light come on. So shout out to her for doing it because I could never. Lil Wayne came out and did a beautiful, beautiful tribute to Kobe. And as we know that Lil Wayne has been a Kobe fan for eons. Okay. So it was really on time to see him do that tribute. Another performance that I liked was Masego. He was on point, like the way the camera drifted off of him and his brother. It was on point. It was on point. But you know who was not on point? So I've been trying to give my good girlfriend Summer Walker a chance. I really, 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 really like Summer Walker's music. But her stage presence is just so like, fuck these people. They paid me to be here because I got this song, so I'm here. And I mean, I get it, sis, because I understand depression is real. I understand social anxiety is real. But a piece of me is just like, girl, suck it up and get it done. Like, I care about how you feel. And I want you to do well, but just don't do it at all. If you don't want to do it, don't do it at all. The way that heifer sat there and lip synced on that couch next to Usher Raymond, okay? Usher said, let me make sure y'all know that I am not lip syncing, okay? He said, they call me USHERRAYMOND. Baby, tell me what you want to do with me, okay? Usher made sure that y'all knew that he was not lip syncing, okay? When he started to hit them runs, he was like, no, I want y'all to know that I am the real deal. So thank you to Usher for showing us why you are still one of the greats, okay? And I don't care what Nicki Minaj say about you. Because she been eating him up. A few of the awards, just to go down a few of the people that won. DaBaby. Okay, DaBaby won Best Male Hip Hop Artist. And he was up against Drake, Future, Lil Baby, Roddy Ricch, and Travis Scott. And so I think that it was very on time for DaBaby to win that because let's just be honest. DaBaby has been working and he hot. Like, he real hot. Like, we can't deny how hot he is. So that's one artist that I was excited for. But here's one thing that I will say is his show. I had a few opinions about it. Like, I get where he was going with his performance, but I think that the performance could have been a little bit better by doing the having the police neck on him, like the police foot on his neck. I get it, but you know, I could have did without. I definitely could have did without. Nevertheless, shout out to him. Chris Brown and Drake won for best collaboration. And which honestly to me makes a whole hell of a lot of sense, okay? Because let's just be honest. Bitches is still playing No Guidance. No Guidance was one of them hits. It was a bop. It was a cute little bop, and it bopped right to the top. And it's gonna keep bopping. So shout out to them for that. Now here is where I got a little bit cross-eyed. So the Best Female Artist Award ended up going to Lizzo. Now I get Lizzo. I get everything that she is, and her album did bop. But I honestly think up next to like Janae, even Summer Walker, I don't know if her album hit the same way they albums hit. So I would really like to see the reason why they chose her. Nevertheless, I'm still happy for my good sis. Okay, representing for big girls. Shout out to her. But BET, they announced a 5-part docu-series about No Limit Records that is long overdue. And you know, everybody that knows No Limit Records knows that my father-in-law is the owner and founder of No Limit Records. And so I just want to take a moment to just really appreciate my father-in-law for putting on so many artists, okay? Not only did he put on so many artists, my father-in-law gained major success as an independent artist, and he sold his records out of the trunk of his car back in 1990. That's 1990. Motherfuckers wasn't doing that. He literally said, don't worry about it. Y'all don't want to buy it. Y'all don't want to give me no deal. Don't worry about it. And he started selling out of the trunk of his car. First deal he got was $1 million. He says this all the time. He said that I thought about it and said, well, if these people offer me $1 million, I know it's going to be somebody that offer me $2 million. And if that person offered me $2 million, somebody going to offer me $3 million. And he held out and got a big contract and ended up starting his own record label. And on No Limit record label, the label sold over 75 million records. Okay, 75 million records. From then, he invested his money in many different aspects. He owns his own food company. He has businesses. He has real estate. Like, Master P is that man, okay? Outside of him fathering my husband, Romeo Miller, okay? And the record is out. He is my husband, don't play. Outside of him doing that and then creating so many talented kids, because let's not forget, Romeo was a rapper. His other son rapped. Like, his whole family rapped, actually. Silk the Shocker was his brother. So for him to put on so many of his family and his people and then to be so successful and then to flip that money and start investing, shout out to him. His net worth now is $200 million. So Master P, you get that. You get that. And it's really on time that BET is now about to acknowledge him in a 5-part docuseries, because it's time for people to see that hustle that happened in 1990 is the same hustle that we doing now to get this paper. That's how you got to do it, to get this paper. Anywho, Mr. Yeezy said, don't call it a comeback. Y'all's uncle, Kanye, has closed a deal with The Gap. I hope he will not be selling overpriced camping gear, okay? But knowing Kanye West, he may, okay? But I really hope that it's going to be something that's very affordable, because if you know Gap has just always been that place you kind of go as a college student, or you just go get you a couple of jeans that were really inexpensive and they fit nice. They might have had a little spandex in them, get you some work pants and stuff. So Gap was really an on-time type of connection that he did. Now, what I will like to see, not only I want his prices to be reasonable, but I want my young guy to not make no camping gear. Don't give us no more of that camping gear, my guy. Give us some nice stuff, okay? he did uh, appoint a design director, which is a Nigerian British woman, and out of respect for her, I will not fuck up her name on this live because I can't pronounce it. But shout out to my good sis, and shout out to Kanye West for really digging in the culture and putting people on. So before we get into this, I got to get me a little shot. So y'all president. He don't like, but he looking real niche to me. Okay, Agent Orange got into a bigly issued out a warrant for his arrest, and in response to his killing of Qasim, so something. I'm not gonna mess up his name neither, out of respect for the dead. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess up his name, but I've never seen a country put a warrant out for a president's arrest. They got to be fighting mad to do that. And I'm sure they are fighting mad because clearly they said, we're sick of your shit, Agent Orange. Here's this arrest warrant, okay? But it seems like he's also been under a little bit more fire for retweeting a video of his Trump supporters. So in the video, it shows Trump supporters up and down in front of the White House. And as they're chanting and yelling, one of them is in like a golf cart type of contraption, and he's yelling like, white power, white power. And you can so clearly and vividly hear it. And what he does is he retweets that video. So people have been like eating his ass up. Why? I don't know. Like, this ain't nothing new that Trump ain't for black people. The same way Yeezy talked about Bush, Trump is that same. He don't like black people, and he's quite open and honest about it. If I say so myself, just look at the way he does things. Like, he doesn't do things in a decent order, and what's so crazy is there's a good song that's produced by a Trump supporter that they're saying now we got to throw away. And it's Nuck If You Buck. Now, anybody that has been to a HBCU, anybody that's black that's been to the trap house, anybody that's black that's been to the club, and I'm not talking about like the downtown clubs. I'm talking about the club, okay? The club that 50 Cent was talking about. You can find me in a club, pocket full of dubs, okay? That club, because 50 Cent wasn't talking about the club that James St. Patrick had. He was talking about the club, So, Nuck If You Buck has just always been an anthem for us, okay? Like, I come in the club shaking my dress, throwing these bows and busting these heads. Who does not like that song? I felt that on a spiritual level, okay? So for us to now be talking about canceling Nuck If You Buck because Lil J on the track is in a sunken place, like, let's not take our hatred out on what is so great. Nuck If You Buck is a Negro spiritual. It's up there with Kumbaya, okay? And Lift Every Voice and Sing. Somewhere in the books says Lift Every Voice and Sing Kumbaya and Nuck If You Buck. We can't just get rid of it. We can't, but I guess if y'all say I just got to roll with the crew, but I would sure like to say I come to the club shaking my dress, throwing these bows and busting these heads. But, Lil J, he's in the sunken place. And so we all have to suffer. We all have to suffer. And to that, I'm going to take a shot. R.I.P. to Nuck If You Buck. Y'all just don't let us have nothing. God. With that being said, Karen is at it again, okay? So in a recent news, and hold on, before I say this, for those of you that don't know who Karen is a name that has been given to white women that overuse their white women power. Okay. So in recent news, a Detroit woman and her 3 daughters get a gun pulled out on them. Not by the police, not by security, not even by Paul Blart, the mall cop. Okay, and we all know how that Paul Blart wanted to have him a gun. They get a gun pulled on them by a regular white woman. Now, before I give my opinion, I'm going to give all the facts. Allegedly, because the bitch don't want to get sued. I ain't got no money for no lawsuit, okay? So allegedly, the mother was in the car and her daughter, her 15-year-old daughter, had went to the Chipotle. On exiting, her daughter had got bumped by a white woman. Her daughter has confronted the white woman like, oh, excuse me, like, damn, you, because I'm sure she bumped her really hard for her to say something. Damn near bumped the wind out of her, okay? And so the white woman turned around and started addressing the young girl, pointing her fingers in her face and all type of crazy stuff. And so the mother, being a mother hen the way she is, and being a black mother, she gets out and she says, wait a minute, that's my daughter. You don't talk to her like this. And so the car that the white woman had got out of starts to back up. And as it's backing back, it's backing up pretty fast. And so the mother hits the car because obviously it's getting too fucking close. Like to let you know, like, damn, you backing up and you're going to hit me right here. What you going to do? Run me over? So after that, the white woman, I guess, felt threatened. She pulls a gun out on them. And then she pulls a gun out on this mother and her 3 daughters. To watch the video, it's almost like make you want to cry. And it just made me want to cry because a bitch has been in her feelings. Okay. I've just been feeling, burning sage and feeling. Okay. So to see that woman pull that gun out on 3 little girls and a black mother because you were in the wrong. It was sickening. Now on another note, it could not have been me, okay? Because we would have been some shooting motherfuckers. We would have had to stand there and hold our stands out because I just can't seem to understand how you as a grown woman can sit here and pull a gun out on 3 little girls and a black mother and you in the wrong. Then she says, well, I need to get your license plate. She's yelling, get the fuck away from me. Girl, is it that deep? And you got this gun, so if you're gonna pull it out, shoot. Let me tell you something I was always taught. You never draw your gun unless you're gonna use it. And if you're gonna use it, you better make sure you shoot straight arrow. Old school, that's old school teaching. Old school teaching, you don't just draw a gun and draw it. You draw a gun to use it, and you better use it if you draw it. Otherwise, ain't no need of drawing it because your voice and your fist should be able to do it without you drawing it. That's just how I was always taught. These days, they not taught so much that way. But what I will tell you is just like she had her concealed to carry, I would have concealed and carried right with her. Okay. And this is why it's so important for us as black people that can, okay, to get your proper paperwork. Okay. Get your proper paperwork. Things like this, we cannot be left empty-handed. Now, what she did say is she said, I felt as a mother, I felt so helpless because this lady has a gun to me and my kids, and I can't do nothing about it. Like, I can't do nothing but just say, like, what, you gonna shoot me? What, but I also came back down. Now, what I will say is thanks, because the police did find that woman and she is locked up. She went to jail and she needed to. Okay. And she needed to. Tia Too Funny said, if someone see my pistol, it's their last sight. And that's on period. And that's not to say that I'm going to pull my gun out. No, because a lot of altercations, I never had to. A lot of altercations, I can talk to you and we can get it handled. If we got to fight, we can fight. If I got to pray for you, I'm going to pray for you. I tell people all the time, I'm Christian 2.0, baby. I got praying hands and laying hands. Whichever you want is what you're going to get, okay? So it's just crazy to see this type of stuff happening in modern day. But what I will say is, I have a message from our sponsors. Hey, white boys and girls, are you mad that Black people are in America? Does it really ruffle your skin and get under your feathers? Do you think that Black people should go back to where they came from? Are you upset the conversations that we have avoided for many of years are happening now? Well, newsflash. Y'all ancestors that brought our asses here. So either you going to get with the program or you going to get your ass beat. Okay? Get with the program or get your ass beat. I'm going to let y'all know right now. Please excuse my French, but I'm saying this to the people that feel like they need to try Black people in this season and in this time. It's too much going on. Either you get with us and you ally with us, or you stay your ass in the house and get the hell out of our way. Okay? Because some shit is going to be burnt down. They're still burning down stuff as we speak. Okay? I just went to the shoe store and I said, ooh, do y'all got this shoe in another size of one of your other stores? They said, which one? They haven't been burned down. They done burned down a shoe store. And they're going to keep fucking shit up until our government is held accountable, until these police are held accountable. Newsflash, Breonna Taylor's killers are still out on the street. They're still out on the street roaming. That young man, Kyung, I think I may be mispronouncing his name, who is with Derek Chauvin, who said it was his third shift out on the police force. That nigga is walking around in Walmart getting Oreos, okay? And I know because I seen it on the Insta chat. That nigga's out getting Oreos comfortably. And the girl put on the camera. She said, do you think you're safe out here? She asked him, was that his name? He said, yes, that's me. She said, are you just out here walking comfortably? Are you okay with being a killer? And that nigga looked like he was very unbothered. My good sis looked like he was truly unbothered. That is the type of reasons why shit is still getting messed up in our cities. That's the reason why Black people are outraged. Because as a Black man, he was able to be an accomplice to killing another Black man. And because he's on the white side of the fence, he able to go. That nigga was out in the Walmart getting the Oreos, snacks. If I was a part of a killing and they had just released me from jail, I would be so nervous to even be out. I wouldn't even be able to eat. I'm lying. I'd probably still have a snack. I'd probably still have a snack or two, but I get it at the house. I get the Postmates or the Uber Eats. I wouldn't be out walking the streets in the local Myers or in the Kroger's or in the Piggly Wiggly. That nigga was walking like he was a regular civilian. And you just killed somebody. George Floyd is dead because of you. And you was out here getting Oreos. And the nigga had the nerve to be in the line where you swipe your own stuff. That's what really made me upset. And I don't know why it made me so upset. Because I really feel like when you get into the lines, it always takes a little bit longer because you got to be fighting with the thing. So that means you weren't really trying to get out of there in a hurry. You out there swiping your Oreos, just choop, choop, choop. And this lady is literally in your face like, you are accomplice to the man that killed George Floyd. Now, here is the thing about having the Black mama, baby, okay? Black mamas fight for you. Black mamas fight for you, okay? That's one thing you don't know if you got a Black mama. But what they will not do is be a part of some bullshit because they ain't one of your little friends, okay? They is not one of your little friends. They is not boo-boo the fool. They was born at night, not last night, okay? Black mama quotes, okay? His Black mother decided that she got took to the news and she said that my son was not raised like this and he needs to go to jail. for killing that black man. She said, furthermore, he says that it was 3 shifts that he was on. And yes, he was on 3 shifts. She said, but I trained him better in this house. Because you know, when you start doing shit that make black mothers parenting look bad, they get real mad. Like, I know I raised this nigga right. I took him to church 3 times a week. He went to the Bible study. He was at the youth revivals. He even sung in the choir. And this nigga's out here got me looking bad. You know, black mothers, they be ready to wash their hands with you. Well, you got him looking bad. Got her parenting skills looking bad. She said, you know what? He needs to go to jail. And I'm standing here. If the mama say he need to go to jail, then that nigga need to go to jail. And that's just that on that. Okay? Anywho, moving into fiction of fact, I'm a little parched. Have a little drink. Let me tell you something. I'll be so glad when 4th of July is over. And this is just off the topic. Y'all niggas have spent this $10K and this stimulus money on fireworks at the Boomland. And this make my blood pressure go up. I stay in the hood, baby. I don't stay in where it's beautiful roses and stuff. So I be hearing stuff and I be in bed and I be like, oh shit. I get on the floor because if it's a gunshot or if it's a damn firework until I see the little sparklers up. Why do y'all got all this stuff to go boom? Huh? Why y'all got all this stuff to go boom? I bet you was them kids that be in school. When you was in school, the kid that disturbed the class. Teacher couldn't get not one lesson plan done because you just a disturbance to the whole lesson plan. Y'all, please stop popping them fight. Please stop popping them. My heart rate is going up. And y'all know I'm on a little diet. And so my heart rate can't afford to be up too much higher because I'm going to fight. Shit. If I turn to the side, I almost disappear. How hungry I am. Oh, shit. Anywho, reparations are nice, but we want them to pay the price. And that is just on period. So I would just like to first say, shout out to all these companies that honored Juneteenth. It was so many people that honored Juneteenth. And actually, before I even get into that, I would just like to take the time, and I don't know if I formally did it, to thank every single artist and every single person that participated and partook in my Free-ish Fest. It was a beautiful event. It was so dope. It inspired me to cultivate and curate a few other events, which are soon to come. It also inspired me to kind of reach out to certain people in my community to kind of get something together. So I have another event coming soon, but I really, 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 from the bottom of my heart, appreciate everybody that was involved, everybody that shared it, everybody that watched it, everybody that wanted to come but couldn't come, everybody that just contributed because it was awesome. The artists, literally, I contacted them and they was like, shit, whatever you want to do, Ike, I'm with it. Whatever, however you want to do it. And when I tell you, as a visionary, this is getting so off topic, but I got to say it. Hell, it's my podcast. As a visionary, when you have visions, you a lot of times are nervous because those are your babies. Those are your babies. So you have this baby and you want to give it to the world, but you're so nervous on how the world will perceive this thing that you've created and this thing that you've fixed up and dreamed up. And so the Free-ish Fest was something that I literally thought about, and I had a vision of how I wanted it to be put together. And it was this, my first vision, which is crazy, was a very intimate type of setting, and I wanted it to be real arty and real indie. But because of the many pools, I then kind of cultivated into like trying to do this and trying to do that and trying to do this and it essentially turned out to be exactly what I dreamed of. which was a indie event, like for indie artists to come do music, real whole grain black love music, just good music. Like, we still gang since Potty Train, but they're just dope artists. So shout out to them first and foremost, okay? But with that being said, so Juneteenth is, of course, a Black holiday. And so shout out to many of the companies that are now honoring it. Some of these cities are trying to make sure that they are paid holidays, and they're citywide holidays or statewide holidays or whatever. So shout out to them. Not only that, Band-Aid, shout out to them. They have gotten darker colors of Band-Aids. And let me tell you, before I go any further, let me tell you something about Band-Aid. Band-Aid has been around since the early 1900s. I never knew that Band-Aid was that color because of white people. I just always thought that it was just a new color. Like, I just never thought, you mean to tell me in 1900 years, you ain't think enough of Black people to make Band-Aids in other colors? The reason why other Black-owned companies had to make Band-Aid strips for their own people? Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Like, on the most serious note, it's not until 2020 where y'all decided, hey, Black people they bleed too. Let me make Band-Aids in their colors. That's some crazy shit. That's crazy. Been buying Band-Aids for years. Been buying them for years. Never knew that the reason why they were that color was because they were to be complected to white people's skin, until they chose in the last 2 weeks to make Band-Aids of a darker color, a beige, a tan, a whole bunch of Black colors. Black is beautiful, they said. Oh, because you realize your Black dollar is about to move. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. And that's just all I got to say. Disney. Shout out to Disney. Disney is taking down Splash Mountain. They're taking down Splash Mountain. They said Splash Mountain is actually based upon a movie that is really, really racist. Now, it wasn't until I did a little bit of research that I realized that they are taking down Splash Mountain, and it is based on a racist movie. But Splash Mountain was one of their first rides. Disney, we don't give a fuck if you take it down, if you keep it up. They talk about, oh, well, we're going to put Princess and the Frog. We don't give a damn about Princess and the Frog. Yes, that was a Black princess, but the bitch was only a princess for 15 minutes of the movie. She was a frog for the other 2 hours. She was a frog the whole movie. She was a princess for only 15 minutes. So, I mean, we never highly celebrated that princess. And thank you for giving us that little token of, hey, that's your token, princess. But the bitch was a princess for 15 minutes. She wasn't born into wealth. She was a hardworking Black woman. Her parents had died. She used to cook and clean, and she wanted her own fucking restaurant. That's it. And she wanted some love. She wanted a little dick. That's it. That's it. And for most of the movie, she was a frog. And I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. It's one of my favorite movies, actually. But 2 hours of the movie, she was a frog. 15 minutes, y'all decided that y'all wanted to make her a princess. Nah, y'all can keep it. Y'all can keep it. Thank you, but y'all can keep it. You know, all of these companies are doing so much, and I appreciate it. It's great that we're now having these conversations. They're taking down these statues. They're writing Black Lives Matter in the middle of the streets. But here's my problem. Breonna Taylor's killers is still on the loose. George Floyd, one of his killers is on the loose. Two of them actually have made bond. There's a host of other policemen that are upset and protesting because of Black Lives Matter movement. I just recently got into an argument via Facebook because, you know, I stay Facebook ready, okay, with a guy. And I'm going to just be honest because I tells all my tea. A guy that I once liked, okay? I've known him since high school. Very handsome, very handsome. Caucasian, of course. He's now a police officer. Me and him got into a full verbal altercation via Facebook because, as a white officer, the first thing he said was, if Black Lives Matter, why y'all killing each other? You know what that says to me? That if y'all do it, I can do it. Nah, my nigga, that's not the right way you go about things. And let me just enlighten you, because then you say, well, I date Black women. Now, guess what? You're the reason. You appropriate our culture. You misuse our women just to say that, hey, I'm on y'all side, but you're really not here. If you're here for the culture, you got to be here for the Black women and the Black men, okay? Because guess what? Dating a Black woman, she has your little boy. That is a nigga boy. He's a Black boy. Obama was half white and half Black, okay? They seen that man as a Black man. They ain't care nothing. They were so disrespectful to him because he was a Black man. Okay. Now, not looking at the fact that he comes from both a white mother and a Black father. And to them, oh, well, he's Black. He's one of them. So I like all that stuff y'all doing and all that, but y'all can have that. When y'all gonna do some police reforms? When y'all gonna hold these people accountable? When y'all, like, it's a lot of stuff we could talk about. It's a lot of stuff we can talk about as amongst our culture. But that shit that we talk about amongst our culture, that shit ain't got nothing to do with y'all and the public. We'll handle that amongst each other. Nevertheless, I need y'all to hold these police accountable. I need Breonna Taylor's killer to be in jail. Okay? And that's just that on that. And that's how I'm gonna always feel. Nevertheless, a Mississippi woman goes through it. I'm gonna have to take a shot before doing this. So, in a viral video, there's a Mississippi woman who attempts to take her own life and her 5 kids' life on Facebook Live. So after doing a little research, I watched the whole video. The girl cried. It was really, really hard for me because I'm telling y'all, I've been in such a feel moment. Like, it's been so hard for me to be around people, and because I've just been so open to feeling. And so it's just been so hard. Like, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to sit in my house before I can get my shit together. I can go to work and make some money and go home and go to sleep. Shit, like, that's it. Stuff like this is what makes it so hard. So this woman, she has her babies laying on her lap. She got one of them laying here, one of them laying here. She got 3 of them in the back. She's driving and she's crying. And she is threatening to take her life. She ends up getting into an accident. None of them were harmed. Reason she does that is because she finds out that her boyfriend for 4 years is married. So I'm going to just say this. I've never had no dick that made me want to kill myself. And if it's some out there, Lord, please keep it far, far away. I don't even want it. Shit. But what I will say is that, on a real talk note, mental health is so, so serious. I think as Black people, we bypass a whole lot of mental health issues and chemical imbalances that we have based on the fact of believing that God is going to fix it for us. And God is here. But the Bible also says faith without works is dead. So that means that your spirituality is going to keep you here. It got you. He going to hold you. But when your mind starts talking to itself, okay? When self starts saying to self and yourself say, oh, bitch, you got to go see somebody. It's time. It's time. A lot of suicides happen. And this is just for you guys to know. In the U.S. alone, 43,000 suicides happen a year. 43,000 people wake up and decide that their life is not enough. This is a serious, serious emergency. And so what I will say is everybody cannot afford therapy because the bitch is in therapy and it's quite expensive. Okay. It's expensive, even with insurance. Okay. But here is where the therapy comes in. Our spiritual leaders, our counselors, our wisdom leaders in our communities, our grandmamas, our aunties, our brothers, our granddads, our fathers. Now is the time for family and friends alike to start and investing in their spiritual health. This young girl was willing to not only kill herself, but take the lives of her kids because she felt like her life was not worth more than that man who she thought was her man and found out he was married. It takes a real low self-esteem individual. And I understand it because I've been there. Okay. For you to feel like you are so less than that this man that you put all this, and I'm sure she invested everything in this man. You invested all this time in, all this hope in, all this love in, and to find out that he is married. Because niggas lie. They do. But it takes you to get hurt to realize that some niggas just lie. But here's the problem. When your mind starts talking to you to do specific things based on another person's actions, it's time to get help. It's time to get help. And we all have a responsibility, okay? We all, and I mean, we all have a responsibility to check on our Black people, okay? Black people are some, and I'm just speaking because I'm a Black person. I can't speak for nobody else, no other cultures, no other races, because I ain't never lived no other races. I can speak for my own race, okay? We have such a deep-rooted, embedded history of being strong, okay? Our ancestors, our grandfathers, our great-great-grandfathers, our great-great-grandmothers. Our great-great-grandmothers were slaves. Them motherfuckers were slaves. They had to not only cook and clean for their husband, but they had to be master's plaything. Okay? Not only did they have to do that, their husbands had to stand by their side while master raped their wife. Okay? Raped their wife. She may get pregnant because they didn't have contraceptives back then. So now I got this little light-skinned, nappy-head kid running around and they sisters and brothers, but that kid is in the house. My kid is out here being raped, but they sisters and brothers and they don't even know that they sisters and brothers. So we have such a deep-rooted history in being strong. Furthermore, let's bring it just a little bit further, close to what's going on modern day. Black women are being the head of households that they were never supposed to be. I'll just be honest, okay? Because we all real talking. A woman was never supposed to be a head of a household. That ain't our job. That ain't our role. That ain't who we supposed to be, okay? I'm supposed to be fat and cooking, okay? But I'm supposed to be independent in the sense of being able to organize the house, being able to make sure things are taken care of. But the man is supposed to bring home the things for me to take care of the house. Back in the golden age, the man went out and hunted. He would go and he would hunt and he would bring back the food and the wife would skin it, cook it, fry it up, and place it. Okay? These days, the women are doing the both. Okay? And and it's a two-part problem because women, you have to allow a father to be a father. Okay? You can't, well, he don't want to fuck with me. He not going to see his kid. He needs to be in his kid's life. If he has a willing to, he may not be the perfect dad. Okay. And did you know yours? Shit. He may not be, but the fact of his presence and the fact that he wants to be present in that kid's life, you have to be held accountable to allow that man to be in that kid's life. Because guess what? If he ain't shit, the kid gonna grow up and know that anyway. They're going to grow up and know that anyway, and they're going to come to that conclusion on their own. It's not your responsibility to tell them. It's not your responsibility to hold them. Black men, you lay down, you have a kid, you fucked them, you made it. Take care of your kids, be in that kid's life. Y'all may not work, but learn how to co-parent for the sake of our culture, for the sake of our society, especially if you have young boys. Teach them how to be a man, what you should and shouldn't do. Okay? We are in a state of emergency where we have our black boys. Tamir Rice was a little bitty boy that was shot and killed by a police officer because he had a toy gun, what most kids on the north side have. Okay? Because he had a toy gun, he was shot and killed because the police see our black boys as grown men and they treat them like that. Nevertheless, moving forward, y'all gonna get me upset, okay? Y'all gonna get me upset. Anywho, Fabolous and Jadakiss, they had a versus. And in the versus, Jadakiss got white girl wasted, okay? That's all I can say. But it was cute. I like their setup. It was really nice. So shout out to them for doing that. Speaking of Jada's, the real hot girl is Jada, okay? I'll have to take a shot before I talk about them. So, sis said, don't let your husband get in the way of finding your true love. Okay? And I felt that on the spiritual level. No, she didn't say that for real. I said that. And I quoted her. Hopefully don't sue me, girl. I love you. So let me just tell y'all about the story if y'all have not been watching entertainment. So there's a young guy named August Alsina. August Alsina is a great artist. He just dropped the album. Maybe about a year or two ago, he was hanging out with the Smiths really, really tight. And people speculated that there was a relationship going on because he was just always with Jada. Like, we have a few pictures of him and Will, but he was always with Jada. Like, Jada was in the bed with him, like, at some sort of thing. And this was years ago. So everybody has always speculated that, like, y'all had a relationship. This week, August Alsina, who also dropped a new album, he discussed health, his new album, and his relationship with Jada. Now, one thing that I will say is a lot of people ate August Alsina up for his interview. That man talked with such enlightenment that it was hard for me to even be like, man, he trying to use this. But that man talked about everything that he went through to get him to that point. And he talked about how he got back to his LA home and he literally collapsed and couldn't breathe. He said his body gave out on him and stuff, and he's still not to 100%. He talked about how his disease, he named it, and I'm not going to mess up the disease. The disease that he had, his father and his grandfather had. The problem with his father and his grandfather, they both ended up getting addicted to opioid drugs. And he said that was what he just was not going to do. He said because he has such history, he comes from the bottom. He comes from the slums. He said he comes from drug addicts. And so he had to fight for his life. And he had to fight in a way that he never had to fight, because now not only is he fighting for his life, but his sister who died from cancer and his brother who was shot and killed, he is now the legal guardian of both of their kids. He said, and it's all girls. He was like, so now I have a duty and a responsibility. So not only am I getting good for me, and this is like a 27-year-old man, okay? So he began to talk, and she asked him about the relationship with Jada. He said nothing explicit. He was not vulgar about it. He talked, and he said that, yes, I did date Jada in a way. He said, but I am so, he said, I'm so happy to know I could die tomorrow and know that I've loved in the way that I have loved. He said him and Jada's relationship was like awesome to him. Like he spoke really high. And not only did he speak highly of her, he spoke highly of Will. He said, I spoke to Will like about the relationship. He said they had made their transition from marriage to life partnership. And then I just kind of fell into that aspect. So he admits to it. Shout out to Jada, because Jada did say that it's a lot of healing that needs to go on. And so she's going to address it. What I do feel is that, one, I do feel like they had a relationship. Two, I do feel like Will knew about the relationship. Three, I do feel like it was a relationship that August Alsina might have put more in, not realizing that she's still a married woman and her husband is just okay with what's going on, but she is still a married woman, so she can never invest into you the way you really need her to, because you're such a young man. He's like 20 years younger than her. You know, for her, you're a young backcracker. But what I do love is the openness that I believe, and my fingers are so crossed, because Jada Pinkett is like, she's very honest and she's very open and she's very about healing. Okay. She's so about healing. So what I do hope and I do believe is that she's going to be very open and honest about this. But I do believe that this is a phase. This was a phase that she went through, because when you got real grown relationship, and I'm talking about real grown relationship, marriage and shit get old. So them knowing that they love each other, Will and Jada, and to open that relationship up to explore, I think that's such an adult move. It's such an adult move. You know, it's not even so much about sexual that I believe. Granted, I did hear that August Alsina did get sued. Okay. A girl sued him for messing her guts up. Now that's what I heard. Okay. So Jada might have, I don't know, but you know, he did get sued. That girl tried to sue him for messing her guts up. So, you know, we know he's carrying the log. Okay. But what I do think is that it was out of love, and that it was not out of anything like just, oh, I'm trying to cheat on my husband. And I don't think it's as sexualized as we like to think it is, or as I like to think it is. I don't think so. I think it was more so as companionship, because once you get to a certain age, it's more so about companionship and being with someone that cares about you and you care about them, and let's just, you know, be with each other, versus, oh, let's from the back and from the front, from the side, you know. Granted, from the back, from the front is all good too, you know. God is good all the time. Anywho, going into the study room. So I really wanted to talk about this because I thought that this was a great topic, moving right out of that subject. So the question is, and I seen this on the Shade Room earlier and I posted it, is what's better, being in a healthy relationship or having fun while single? And I'm a shot because I got 2 minutes before we end. So I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Question is, what's better, being in a healthy relationship or having fun while single? I think they're both great. I think it is based on the person and where they are in their life aspect. Okay. I think that we as humans need to enjoy whatever season we are in. We spend so much time looking at the tabloids, looking at our friends, looking at cousins, looking at everybody. Everybody got these happy relationships. They may not have them in real life. It just look good on camera. Then you may see homegirl. She out popping pussy. She out on vacation. She getting flued out. You like, oh damn, she's single and I'm here stuck with this nigga. They got his feet smell and he leave the toilet up and he snore when he sleep. But shit, that bitch may be wishing that she had that snoring while he sleep type of thing. So I really think that it's about being happy in whatever state you are in. Love yourself. Enjoy your process. Enjoy your oh my God. Enjoy your process, because it's a process. It's a journey. Enjoy that journey and love it, because once it's gone, you ain't gonna get it. Anywho, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Lightberry. It's lit. It's been lit with y'all. Tune in every Thursday, 8:55 p.m. on IG Live and on Facebook. I'll be going to FM soon, hopefully. Anywho, bye.